Good morning and welcome. If you just joined us, this is the last segment on your preferred platform, Hot Morning Live. Of course, we are a team of two, Patrick Eastman, Obed Jiba. We are here to have an interview with Corner April and Kromah. Let me say good morning without delay because we've already gone in time. Good morning, Corner Kromah, and welcome to Hot Morning Live.
Thank you very much. My first time. It's a pleasing pleasure to be in the ears of your listening public. You guys have a very, I've been here before. A beautiful setup, and I'm privileged to be in your side.
Okay, and I think we would like to say thanks as well for honoring our invite and congratulations on your preferment as the new head of the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Again, thanks to God for affording us another opportunity to serve the Liberian people. It's always a pleasure when you are selected by the president among 5.1 million people to serve the country. So it is a privilege. It's not always a right for me. So I'm very grateful and thankful to God.
Okay, so we're going to go for a very, very quick break. Okay, let's move on. The DA will begin with. Okay, so Director.
Yes, sir.
Has the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency since it took over?
It has a new environment, we'd like to say.
You know, remind me on the environment I said it. Okay, all your field can go right in next to me. That's not good. But no, the environment is bad. I can tell you that off the cap. The environment is not good. You can't be sitting between the dump site and the field center. That's something that we've been fighting against. And one of the reasons why most of the time we never had the chance to go to work. But thank God we managed to fix the generator so we can lock ourselves in there and only to wait after work then you start walking, smelling the field as you go to it. But thanks to God, we managed to identify a new spot. And so we'll be leaving that spot in Fiaman very shortly. To go to a more conducive environment and then a more spatial environment so that most of our organs can have an opportunity to have a decent place to work, and then we can launch the DEA from there. And so we very grateful to the president for giving us the opportunity to make sure that is something that we thought that we should have placed to him. I met him yesterday. We went over it again. Yesterday was the 100th day, and so we thank to go through the 100th day the way it went, and from the 100 and maybe the 120th day we'll have an opportunity to sit in a new office, and then we'll showcase what we have to the Liberian people again. Basically, that's what we are.
Where's the location of the new? Area you secure
is along the police academy road.
Okay.
That's somewhere we thought we can have an opportunity to be. It's a very nice place. It's big. It's old MBI building.
Okay.
And good, very 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 large area.
Private property.
Yes, private property, but you can lease to buy. So we're working on that.
Well, this is concerning. You took over an institution. Quite recently was about 100 million drugs arrested.
Yeah.
40 million drugs arrested.
Yeah.
And you went there with new vision, new idea. What did you meet in a structural way that can actually help you to accelerate your agenda?
Like the statistic with regards to the amount of drugs we had in Liberia, the amount of people on drug addiction, like got pretty close to about 20% of our population on drugs as a result of abandonment. Not by the focus of that, but the status quo, the power that be basically just thought this was just a play game. Have problems with poverty-driven people will result into certain habit that will probably curb whatever they do. As a result, the place was left unattended to. The budgetary allotment with zero. 1.9 million was allotted to the DA during the Popo agenda era, and then you had 1.5 going to salary, and the other 400,000 basically will be for goods and services. And from what I look at the budget line last month, almost 200,000 was not expended, was not released by the Ministry of Finance. So that left it. So the DA was left with nothing but just going and seeing it and going raid. And then they were left with a bunch of people who were not on payroll. The young officers will come to work, they can't get them. Some guys been working for the DA for pretty close to 9 years, 8 years without being on payroll.
And not being captured on payroll.
Not being captured on payroll. So you expect those guys to do what? To basically want to pay themselves to a larger extent. Mm-hmm. They have no fiduciary responsibility. So basically they can do whatever they want to do. You can't say, well, I'm going to lock you up. What is the rule? They're not indemnified by government. So as a result, you're operating on the situation where you just praying God that somebody is not hurt by their action, because you can't hold them responsible to a larger extent. And so we wanted to change that behavior and change that status. And that's why when you heard that we put up a budget of 26 million, basically was to capture these folks into our payroll, and then to also look at programs that will actually address the situation, will interrupt the drug trade, the trafficking of drugs, and then also go after those guys who are laundering money, guys who will have lifestyle that is not defined by the income. We attributed that to the drug folks. That people just putting up loan buildings. 1 month, 2 months, they put up buildings. Mm-hmm. Those things are attributed to money laundering, attributed to people whose lifestyle cannot be defined by whatever cash and construction they have. Who basically will use other means to actually attain wealth, but it's not well defined. You can't compare. So we try to establish, now we're establishing a unit in the place there, basically that will deal with money laundering, that will deal with issues of people having ill-gotten wealth. And we're not doing the work of the FIA, no, we're not. But we basically following the money, we're following the drugs money to a larger extent. And so we basically trying to diversify how we can get to the issue of drug.
So, but I'm yet to understand that part. What's the possibility? How does it correlate with maybe getting wealth and drugs? Do you see a thin line?
It's a very clear line.
Okay.
It's not even this is clear, because if you're just coming out and just putting up buildings, 2 months, 3 months, you put up buildings and we realize that there's no well-defined line for which you're getting money. We just want to know.
Does it mean I'm into drugs?
Well, we just know. We just simply want to know how you get your money.
How do you go about doing this?
We ask questions.
Okay.
We ask you questions, and we will involve. I mean, Honorable just walking. It's one of my most favorite Honorable just walking.
Okay, so you tune into FM 107.9, the representative of District 17 just walking. So we have to pause the interview. I want people to go get it. But anyway,
I can move to District 17 and vote for him any day.
Okay, that's great.
Because he's one of the greatest guys we can find around.
Okay.
So basically, we check those situations, and we found out that at the end of the day, your lifestyle does not match your income, does not match the stuff you put up. It is our responsibility.
It is your right to know the source of money.
For me, it's still a bit confusing to me and perhaps the public that there is an institution in the country responsible squarely to question finances, and that is the FIA.
No, the FIA.
No, I want to get that understanding as to whether the DA and the FIA have signed a memorandum.
No, we don't have
in that line.
The chief.
Yeah.
Even the police can do it.
Okay.
The police, major crime unit can do that.
Yeah.
And basically, it is done for you to actually maintain order, orderliness in the society. And at one point in time, before 9/11, where it was tough for different places in the American justice system, they didn't have the Homeland Security. Now they've established the Homeland Security, where all of the security situation is directed to one unit. and then you can put it from there. So what I've asked for yesterday is I wanted to have a configuration of all of the intelligence-driven institutions.
Okay.
The NSA, the Ministry of Defense Intelligence, the Police Intelligence,
All right.
the Immigration Intelligence. All of us will have a directed, and the FIA will be part and parcel of that. So we can start to focus on issues. So we're not just going up and down. All of us have one objective, is to make sure we protect this country.
Let's look at your reform plan firstly. You've talked about how infinitesimal your line in the budget were, and with that, how it embarrassed the workings of LDA, specifically people who were there, were not on payroll, all of that. What do you envisage the DA being like in the next 2 to 3 years?
Well, I can tell you that the little budget we have, the little allowance we have, and I took it over with the president yesterday, he's giving us assurances now that we will be fine.
Have you seen the recent draft budget? Are you pleased with the line
No,
captured there for your institution?
I'm not pleased with it, but I am being assured.
Is there an improvement in it?
A little improvement, a little, because from whatever line I've seen different numbers. So you got 5 million, you got 8 million, you got 10 million. I suggested 26 and 26 will recast to 10 million, and the 10 million basically will drop off the establishment of the crime lab, the establishment of the police ballistics, a lot of stuff was taken out of there.
Okay.
So we agreed to that, and rehabilitation became a part and parcel of what we intend to do. So we left those out, and we faced the 10 million we suggested to them. I'm told that it has been reduced to some amount. I'm yet to get the final booking, but I've gone yesterday to see the chief executive, and basically he assured me again that as far as he's concerned, we'll be fine. And this president I trust more than anybody he never seen, because he's a man of his word. He said he would do it, he'll do it. He's done it. He said we're going to make sure we have a systematic approach towards this process. We have been systematic. What is asked us to do to atomize what we want to do and provide it under our term of reference on a strategic plan. We've established a strategic plan right now, which basically will speak to all of the steps that we intend to do in the DEA. Very soon we invite you to the validation process of our strategic plan, where we invite stakeholders to come and validate what we've put together as far as the strategic plan of the LDA. That is coming very shortly. And then to focus now as to how we can start to address the issue of drug trafficking across our borders. As I heard somebody talking about the proliferation, the porous border we have, we're going to address that along with immigration. We're going to have a team.
When?
Very shortly.
Okay.
Very shortly we'll do that. And basically that collaboration will happen. Then when that is structured, we also capture that into our own framework. And then at that level, we can now extend it to other organs. We'll sign a memorandum of understanding with the police as well. The police will be a partner into that while we trying to get ourselves arms and ammunition or lethal weapon. We'll get the police to be the backup as to most of our raid as we go through it.
What your logistical support comes from? Important, because we know normally the president yesterday just re-emphasized the importance of our combating drugs and how to rehabilitate and reintegrate people who are affected from those kind of substances in the country into the society. Now, looking at the political landscape, the general landscape of the country, 15 political subdivisions. To cut across requires manpower. So, how do you intend to cut across the 15 political subdivisions? Are there plans of recruiting new faces and having them trained to cut across and get it effective? What are we?
We basically, with this budget, the minimum amount they gave us, we intend to improve the manpower allocation. Our intention also is to train the folks that we have in everything coming, staging from human right potency to tactical training, and everything that has to do with the way they deal with the issue of drugs in the society. So we intend to now decentralize the working of the LDA. Instead of just being institutions and operation tactics and technique will be applied in there. we develop a systematic approach where every case coming to the DEA will be number. If you're in Pinetown and you're trying to, Pinetown has been one of my favorite cities, so because I've hung out there and stuff. If you're in Pinetown and basically you have a case registered in Pinetown, at the end of the day, once the case is arrested, and the raid is going to be teleguided, is going to be influenced by intelligence. When intelligence is gathered, it is collated. When it's collated, it's approved by the people responsible for intelligence gathering. Once that is approved, it goes to the WD for operation, and it passes through the system. Pam pam pam. From the generating city, the director of operation, which is very guy, and it's pushed up to my office, and that becomes a case register. Then it goes to our database, and then it's sent to our partners, it's sent to the Ministry of Justice and to the National Security Advisory.
Is it a new system instituted?
Yes, sir. That's a new system instituted, and everything I'm telling you is happening like this.
Yeah, because I was saying about the complexity.
We have a system that is once it's generated, it's forwarded, and then the KPI is going to be developed.
What is KPI?
The Key Performance Index.
Okay, great.
And now, once that is developed, you have to follow that. You have to follow that system.
Okay.
If you don't perform to achieving that in a timely manner, there's a demerit assigned to you because you can't waste the situation because time is of essence. Intelligent information is perishable. You can't not waste down with it. So once you get it, your phone or your little gadget is with you. That's we're gonna be writing project for the gadgets and stuff. Once that is done, it's advanced, and then bam is done in about 45 to maybe in an hour. That stuff is done.
What was the specific mandate from the president to you on these first 100 days in office that you think you've achieved for the Liberian people in the combat of drugs?
Make sure to interrupt the supply of drugs in our country. Make sure you enforce the law, you enforce the drug law within the confine of whatever was established, and make sure you intervene into the folks that are still dying from drugs, and make sure drug dealers will not have a pleasant place in our country.
Did you achieve that, Mr. Kromah?
To a large extent, we've achieved a starting point.
Okay. To
the point where we now have an idea how, if I said to you today, I'm going to go ahead to this region, I'm going to make sure we see how many drug dealers are there. We've also established the drug dealer that we have here. All the major drugs distributors, we've established all of them.
So the DEA is aware of them?
Yeah, they don't think, for them, most of them think I don't know them. I know them.
Okay.
Yeah. So we know them now.
How did you know them?
Just so you know,
okay.
I'm an intelligence officer by training.
Great.
Don't see me.
No, which we know.
Every operation, no. I'm an intelligence officer by training. And so, bulk of what we do is through intelligence. We develop that intelligence, work along with other intelligence institutions now to gather some of these facts. I can see a guy who's dealing. I know you, but your dealership is not up to the tax, up to achieving the objective of getting the guy who's actually supplying you. I'm not going to interrupt you. I want to get the guy who's supplying you now. I'm not going to go for guys who's selling three loads, 4 loads in one zinc shot, who doing it to go buy. As soon as you finish selling, go buy Gary to eat. Yeah, I'm not into that guy for now. I mean, I can stop him, but it's not.
That is also illegal.
It's the supply end you intend to.
Yeah, I'm looking for the supply end, and I'm going to go to the guy who supplies the guy. Now, even besides the supply and the guy who's trafficking across the borders and these places, I want to go beyond them. So therefore, I'm establishing international contact with the guys, the drug czar in different countries. I've established a relationship with the drug czar in Sierra Leone. I'm establishing one in Guinea. I'm establishing the guy in Ivory Coast. At the Ivorians, I more anxious to meet me than I want to meet me.
One of the major things, now they run you up, one of the major things in Liberia is the community and the relationship. Because they are the informers, they know exactly those people and what they hide up. And so, what are your plans in making sure that they be a part of your strategies in curing the bad substances in the country?
The good thing about, like I was saying, the Ivorians are more anxious to see her because they're particular in getting to know from me how they can avert it, what are the deterrents, what are the intervention that we can offer for them to actually start to prepare themselves. I can tell you where the tramadol is coming from. I can tell you where the kush is coming from.
Where?
I can tell you where the cocaine is coming from.
Where?
I can tell you. Kush is basically associated to the Sierra Leone border.
Okay.
And tramadol is associated to the Guinean border. And cocaine is associated to the Ghanaian and Nigerian influence. And those are overseas and those are people that come to the border. So there's a lot of stuff that we do that we've already defined. And that was the essence, that was what the president was talking about yesterday. We now know where to go. The 100 days have established, even though we did some major arrests, we, in the process of identifying and putting up a process of identification, we managed to do some arrests. But then now we know exactly how to prove it when we get money. Because most of these things, most of what we're doing, were done without funding. Okay, and what we could do, I told my guys, what we could do without funding, let's do that. So when the fund comes, like you said, with the community, we now have intelligent money in the budget that we can co-op members of the communities. We can now go to communities now and say, look, who's the trying to tell you this is what it is. We can give you this. We start to develop safe houses. We start to develop people who can help in the fight. Because this fight is not just the LDA fight alone. It is a society's fight.
It's a national concern.
It's a national fight.
Every family have gotten affected.
Exactly. So that's why. So with a little funding we have, we can now start to find means to dish out small things so people can start to see themselves as part of this process. I went to the Methodist Church the other day in our quest to do this community outreach. And Chief, I cried, shed tears. The pastors shed tears. The congregation shed tears because they found themselves, sometimes when something happened to you, you're sitting down, you need somebody to remind you about it, and the whole emotional thing started, and everybody started to go within themselves because there's no household. There's not a household here. I bet you two of you will have to tell me your cousins, your nephew, somebody has got some drug problem.
Oh, sure. And that's the style I normally give on the radio. And my colleagues tell me, I said, no, not every family. I said, every family,
one way or the other, will have some effect, some situation. And so, people who have cousins, aunties, uncles, everybody start to come with a story. I got numbers from the church that I never gotten before. Everybody's calling me. So the call card took, I could not exhaust. I could not keep a single one of them. I divided all of them today. Then I left and went to the masjid. I went to the Round the Street Mosque here. I went to the Gully Street Mosque. Similar thing. I see tears and people crying because some people are afraid, are ashamed, and that the family member is in this thing. I told them, no, don't be ashamed. This is a sickness. The reason why we can't arrest the guys that are doing drugs in the ghetto right now, and I've asked my folks with the LMP and other security organ to allow these guys to stay to where they are so we can reach out to them. So when the rehabilitation starts, and so they can be part and parcel of it. And this is for us, a shortfall for us. We've not developed the framework, they've not validated the framework themselves. The police are stakeholders in the fight against these things. We will incorporate them into the process so they are part and parcel of where we are.
There are also other entrances you didn't mention. You talk about the border points, but the airport, the seaport.
Chief, when I say border point, that's one of them. The airport, what we've done to the airport, through our partner, our collaborating partner, the UNODC, they've gathered this instrument, this scanning instrument that can just put to something like that and just know it instead of putting the big thing. We gathered that will be placed at the airport so as to do that. And then we ourselves, when we never had the scanning thing information for this guy, went out to close some of those doors that they used to use at the airport where the VIP will take the goods that are coming from this VIP, will pass through the back door and go straight to the VIP. We stop that, we close it, lock that down, and then everybody's passing.
Do you have an exam officer that
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The conveyor belt now, you have to go through that. Even though I'm told that the conveyor belt is broken down, so I add an additional officer to help with this session of those bags manually, so to speak with them. But from what I'm looking at, what I'm seeing, the folks that are doing the trafficking change tactics.
Okay.
The one that coming from the States now, we just got people bringing in. I'll be having a press conference tomorrow.
Okay.
And I will showcase the tactics that have been acquired. The new drugs, there's a new drugs in town.
Okay.
The one that is being used in Brooklyn now, where the guys are standing like zombies, that drug has entered Liberia.
Powerful than the Kuch?
Powerful than the Kuch.
Wow.
That's entered Liberia, and we got it from the Miami Beach way we did.
Okay.
And so we will warn people about them. It has not, it can't proliferate right now because you stop it at the edge as it is.
Okay.
But how it got here, we're going to investigate that. And then when you start to go after that aspect of it, you now see that things will calm down. Now drugs, now Kush now, Kush is, when we took away it was $100, $100 Liberian dollars.
Okay.
Now it's going to $230.
Okay.
So that's a major boost in the scarcity of the jobs.
Making it expensive so it can be...
That made me feel that we have a barometer. We have a barometer. We have now a scale as to where are we, what progress we made. If you if I
see that as progress, that
I see
that want to increase.
I see as a progress because the price, that means it's scarce.
Okay.
That means we've done some work in making sure that it's not the way it used to be, like buying can on the street.
Okay.
Now it's scarce, you can't find it. They know we're going after them. And they also know that the fact that we're going after them, so they are now, anybody who managed to come in, instead of coming to Liberia in that traditional way through the borders and the rest of it, so they're now using the vehicle coming in to put it through all kind of, put in the spare tire, put in all of these to get here.
Yeah, well, all those tactics.
Yeah, all those tactics.
Okay, I don't care about your decentralization plan. Like for example, you go to a Joe community, they have a sub branch of sub depot of the LDA there. You're not gonna see one until you go into townhouse in Gardnersville.
Yes, sir.
Looking at the distances with your structure, where your projection based on predicated on those things that you're facing right now. You have just I want depot right here. You go way some 20, 30 miles, you see another one. Doesn't it get your work ineffective and so?
Well, Chief, the issue of what we call satellite station, we have to rent them. It's not government structured institution. It's something that we have to go to talk to some folks and hire them, pay rent for the place to go. We ain't got money to be renting the 5 miles and 30 miles. Talking about whatever we go, like the town hall is the most available government institution we can find there without paying rent.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And the one to do community is also another gifted situation where we're paying less. So we got one in New Town, in the Pompo area.
Yeah, the Portfolio Junction.
Yeah. We got one there, and we got one in Central Monrovia right here. We got some, and then we spread around. But the issue is not just the location of the satellite, and I hope we can get more satellite stations. I'll be happy if we can get funding, and this is not only by government, but the traffic organization. People like you can start to advocate for the DEA to be funded by private institutions. So look, somebody can work and say, look, I'll give you guys a building. Come there to establish this thing here. We can fund the manpower, put them there, and start our work. So we encourage the public to see if we can come to our offices, help us. 100 days over, we now have a process of identification. Our quest is to get to this thing to the bottom line.
Okay, I'm concerned about the law, the drugs law in our country.
Yes, sir.
Many Liberians believe that the law has been signed and it is non-bailable. What do you do in terms of executing when someone transacting drugs is caught using the laws of our country?
Okay, that's a very good question. When we arrest a violator, somebody who fallen short of the law, you process through our court system. Your first line of contact will be the magistrate court.
Okay.
The magistrate will book you, register you, book your case, and prepare you the indictment. Not indictment, for you the writ of arrest. And then when that writ is prepared, then you are forwarded to the circuit court.
Okay.
The cyber court will prepare you all of your things and send you for pre-trial detention. Process you, all of the prima facie, the FOC will all be gathered with the cyber court, and you are sent to pre-trial detention at the Morris Center prison. And then in due course, they prepare you an indictment to the grand jury, and then you come for trial.
What's the statistics since you took over of people you've perhaps people who are falling short against the law that went through such a proceeding? Is there any statistics?
Yes, that's one you got me right there. That's not. I can't give you an exact amount, but I know the notable cases that we send there.
Okay.
Basically, I've been going to court lately because I see all of the lawyers who man hustling too.
Do you have your legal team already? Do you have your own legal team?
point he said that people hustling too.
Do you have your own legal team?
Yeah, for you.
Does DE have their own legal team?
They do have their own legal team. Yeah, we do. We do have our own legal team. So my men will go, the drug guys that in jail, they come to the court. Right? I want a lawyer. I want to come to family members to come. The guy is aware that this is a non-biddable situation, so he still took the case from the guy and filed to the court to admit this guy into bail.
Yeah.
Knowing very well that
It's not biddable.
Yeah, how do you do that, man? But anyway, man went to law school for 4 years, 5 years.
Gotta eat.
Man, no, don't demean these guys. A professional people who are doing professional, who are contributing to the issue of law and order in our country. So we don't want to do it, but it's not biddable, and I will hope that people understand that once you are arrested, you prepare your case for it.
Where are we to the last arrest we made that went viral?
Japan,
the most talked about Japan,
Obi.
and the other guys. I just say under
the court jurisdiction. Yes, my file was in court day before yesterday, and they
have just sentenced them, or is it
no? It's still going through the pre-trial detention. They have to be indicted by the grand jury. After that indictment is done, then they go through the process of the grand jury. They go through adjudication. Our country is a country of law. You have to be heard. Due process to be accorded to you, and at the end of the judicial process, you are placed into when this case is adjudicated, and you fall short of the expectation of the judge, you're sentenced to 10 to 15 years.
Where did the information come from in the society? I remember it went viral. You were accused, the DA was accused that, Japan is not in jail.
Yeah, you know, man, somebody told you yesterday, said, man, if you come out, they fire, if you come out.
Yeah.
I was at the program standing with the president.
Yeah.
When he said, I put my big bash on my chest. Mm-hmm. I'm standing trying to listen to the president through the whole process. They said, fire me on what? For what? Now, 100 days without do, what do you?
Well, you were open on your arrest with Japan and all that. Is that how open is the DA going to be most of the time to effect arrest? Is that how you're going to be?
Yeah, that's the positive answer.
You were very open. We saw people from the media outlet were there, asked you to do your work, and file you content, some of those things that were open, open.
And you know, like I told you.
Is that how you intend to?
Yes, sir. The reason I'm sitting here is to let you know how open we are. This president said this government is going to be an open government, the government that will be accountable to the citizens of this country. And for me, the DA, there are certain operational, tactical things that were not exposed to you.
Okay.
Anything that has to do with the working of the DA, like the strategic framework and the validation that comes out of the strategic framework, I will let you know. Because you are the one for which we are here. Yeah. And so it's not open to you, and it makes it difficult for us to actually succeed. Drug
centers, hardouts, and ghettos in the past used to be demolished, and they thought, we see these same structures coming out all of in no time. When are we going to see some of these things as well? Your demolition exercise of ghettos and perpetually closing them so that it doesn't appear that the same way it used to be.
Chief.
Yep.
You can take it to the bank with me.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, look at one of the reasons why, and I didn't probably check on the rehabilitation part of it. Yeah. When we talk about, we laid the groundwork for the president. We laid them the steps. Mm-hmm. we stop the inflow of drugs. We interrupt the inflow and try to get to the guys who are distributing that affecting our children. From there, our children that are affected, they're not criminal. We treat them as victims.
Okay.
Those victims will have to be going to the rehabilitation center, and the president set up a task force, the presidential task force, that basically will be dealing with this issue as we go along. So in that presidential task force, we will have a process of referral to the rehabilitation center. When they go to the rehabilitation center, we now can have a way to define how to go. When they are detox, the rehabilitated, then they send for the TVS system, they go to life skill training, then they're back to being a functional member of the society again. But to do that, to achieve that, they have to be somewhere before. Now, if you decimate where they sit now, the sick people trying to find means to survive, if you decimate them, if you take them from there, decimate that whole process, then they become exposed to other aspects. Again, more work to the police.
Okay, yeah, crime rate increase from there because you're not going to see them to hide up.
To hide the way you can monitor them.
No, you're not going to.
So now the places, there's something in law enforcement and in policing called displacement of crime.
Okay.
When you displace the guys from there, they go to another area, the re-ghetto. And that's why you see the ghettos, they go, when you drop, you bust a place, you're going to be done somewhere.
In the swamp, yeah.
The mangrove. I saw them the other day. I went to the mangrove there in the Baptist Seminary area. They got built a whole town there.
Wow.
I interrupted. I went there. We didn't go for the guys. We went for the dealer that was there. And again, we took the dealer out. The guys were sitting there and they tried to sell him. Gee, he was sick. And I have family members that are on drugs.
Okay.
I've seen them. It is one of the most difficult things to see. Yes. You see the guy, you take before and after process, guys with college degree, master's degree, bright students in school. You see the guys not living, he left his bedroom, air conditioned, and he gone to the ghetto, go to the graveyard. I mean, as a parent and as a family member, you get broken. You get broken. So as a result, it's just a difficult thing to actually see, to be honest.
Will parents be allowed to, for example, if they know their child is on drug, maybe walk to the DA and say, "Oh, my child is on drug"?
Oh yes, I've had several parents come to me directly.
Okay.
This morning I had a parent come to me.
Okay.
I want you to please take my
This is the important of the conversation. What does the DA do when there's a tip off on somebody who is quote unquote allegedly involved into some bad practice?
It's a drug dealer. It's a drug dealer. It's a trafficker.
Yeah.
What do we do?
What approach do you apply?
Keep a name in seclusion. We don't expose what you do.
But more recent, your conversation with one of Liberia's artists, one of Liberian artists.
Who Liberian artists?
Too Sweet.
Mamadou Dabor, Too Sweet.
Yeah, call him Mamadou Dabor. Why the Too Sweet thing?
That's his stage name. So he's popularly known as
It's irritating to take a grown man and tell him Too Sweet. But that thing made no sense.
Mamadou.
Yeah, call him Mamadou. Yeah, he gave me the call card. He told me you're Mamadou. That man's name is Mamadou. That was Too Sweet.
Or Baba.
Too Baba. That one, another many Mamadou.
Okay.
So yes.
We'll give him some
time.
Let's give him some time now to explain for the sake of
I know basically
the processes in doing search.
What went wrong, Mr. Kromah?
No, I don't want to specifically be straight into Too Sweet's quote unquote conversation. But is that one of the processes you applied? This is my concern because
right. This is what I've been in the business 37 years. And that's older than your life. I don't know how old are you.
No, I'm older than that.
How many years old we 37 years? Well, I've been around. I've dated in the States, and I'm doing it here. I did it here before. Then I went to the States. I worked for the Superior Court of New Jersey, an investigator and a probation officer. So I've been around. I went to a criminal justice school in America, and I've seen the working of the NYPD. I've seen every aspect of investigation. Now, under the laws around the world, you have to keep the man. Everybody got constitutional right. You cannot keep the man above the constitutional allotted period of time. So if you have information, you have to follow up on information to the best of your ability.
Is that what you did?
Exactly. So when I got the information, I got 5 tips, 5 information regarding this man you call Baba or
Baba, yeah.
Baba, whatever you call him.
Or Sa Baba, whatever.
Sa Baba. So I don't know him like that with those funny names. So I just seen this guy in Royal. I mean, that is after I met him. I didn't know he had all of those funny names.
Okay.
I see him some guys, that. So he's a businessman. I'm not worried about that. I just bad by him. What's up? How you doing? We're bad by him. But as the information start to come about this Bobo, what kind of Bobo guys in Liberia, this is coming from Sierra Leone, coming from Liberia about his doing, it became interesting to me. I said, I'm not going to waste this man's time to go into custodial relationship, get him into custody and talk. They read his right, they tell him to come to the office or write him to come, then we'll go to these things. I'm going to do it casual. Let me have the opportunity as head of the DA to converse with this dude. I call him, and people say I took more time to talk to him. That's my training. That's what I'm trained to do. I can talk to you for 1 hour to get you to do what I want you to do. It's not that, and I didn't know this guy to be this arrogant and stuff. I didn't know that. I just got to know that after I met with him. So I know you. I say, this is A.B. Kromah, I'm former 102. Then I know you, A.B. You're head of the DA. I said, oh, okay. So there you go. What's up? Like, I need to pass something by you. Can we meet? Well, no, for me, you got to come to my office. Come to my office. I don't go to DA. DA comes to me. I said, well, this other DA don't go to you. This DA come to them. And then I'll be a little facetious with it. So later on, after a long conversation, after boasting, showing off as to what he is, what he can do, and blah, blah, blah.
Was it in your official duty or was it unofficial?
To be honest with you, when I
did you mention unofficial?
I did it unofficially. So, because I didn't want to put him in a custodial relationship. I didn't want to feel that we were going through something. So I said, look, come over. I'm going to the mosque. I have one bodyguard with me. I have one bodyguard with me, and I said to him, so look, come on, I'm going to the mosque. When I come from the mosque, just 5-10 minutes just to pass something by you, just some clarification. All right, I'll come. After about 14 plus minutes, we agreed to come. That was, for me, was an achievement.
Okay.
I managed to get this dude to my presence, getting to know who this Baba, two, So he finally showed up. You show up, I had just 2 o'clock. I think 2 o'clock, I want to be punctual. So 2 o'clock after the masjid, I drove to the place there, and I see him first. Then we went. Then I start to see young people coming in. I'm like, yo. Okay, so I was a little shocked. I thought these kids coming because the royal host, a lot of people were doing everything. So I go sit down upstairs. I said, look, you better go upstairs because I don't want to be disturbed. Let's go up to the first floor. So we sitting to the first floor, and just as I'm sitting down, I see a bunch of guys coming in.
Okay.
Pretty much almost to 50. Between 35, 15, 20, 50. Between that numbers, I see a group of kids just coming in. I'm like, who the guys? They say, oh, these are my people. I said, what? People? There are people business with one here, oh man. Wanted to have a conversation with you. All the guys standing over me, like there's a video, you show the video, I show the video. Everybody standing over me, like trying to show that they providing VIP protection. That's not what we call you for. So when they say, well, these are the people I have with me. And you have another guy who's, you say he's a journalist, who's recording me.
Okay.
And recording another Liberian. Matter of fact, my bodyguard's watching. He didn't make any comment much. But another Liberian sitting there, he didn't want to walk to him and say, look, I know you're trying to record, but don't put me in your recording. I see you recording, you got me situated in your recording, don't do that. Then I come my attention to it. I said, look, you don't do that, you don't record people against the bar. Why you got a guy? I told him, why you got a guy recording? And so I went to the guy, I took the phone, I said, give me the phone, let me finish with this conversation. then we'll talk about this here recording thing. Because it's illegal in our country to record people against the background. So as a result, when he did that, I basically said to him, we'll cut this conversation off. We're not going to talk much to this conversation. We will find another time. Since you now want to officialize this stuff, we can say we'll meet at the DA office. I will write you officially at the DA office. And then you can come to the DA office, then we can talk.
Did she have bad tear gas? In a nutshell.
Well, I'm coming.
Yeah, in a nutshell. Because we pressed some down that.
That was what it was. At the end of the day, when they left my presence, they went outside with those dogs, and they start to misbehave in the corridor of the place there. So the guy from the hotel tried to drag them out, put them out of the hotel. They went into the parking lot. They start to attack the DA officers over there. There's a video to that effect too. I can show you.
Okay.
So now, because we were being unruly and they start to disturb the peace and to disperse the crowd, yes, put tear gas. And once the tear gas roll off, everybody fled to the place to clear.
Okay. So yeah,
he made several allegations against you in an audio that has been trending on social media that you allegedly harassed him. In fact, you and your team at the DEA has been of recent harassing people. You cared not about going to major businesses like he mentioned, TRH and Abidjan in his leaked audio that they have been linked to drugs. Why are you not going after them? Why are you coming after him as an entrepreneur who is into advertising and all those things?
And you know, I put up something. All business people are not drug dealers.
Okay.
But all drug dealers are business people.
Great, yeah.
You saw it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a complete depiction of what we are seeing here. If you make reference to Mr. Abijadi and all those folks, that's on him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a law enforcement officer of the Republic of Liberia. I have a defined responsibility. I have a term of reference. And that term of reference will be carried to the full will of my own expectation and within the confines of the law. We told him, you have the right not to speak to me. You don't have to talk to a police officer. And the police officer, I don't talk, I'm talking to my lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
But you chose to come to speak to me at the place there. So all the issue of harassment and everything, if I want to harass and start money for you, I will carry you to the public place where everybody sits there, all your people standing. Come on, man. What? Look, for people to say that they get money, they got jack. They just trying to be flamboyant on nonsense.
Okay.
So that's what it is. But I know what this dude. I know what the dude is up to.
Okay.
Look,
What is he up to?
He's looking to showcase what he doesn't have.
Okay.
And I'm looking to find out what is going on with people around the country.
From your preliminary conclusion on this, as you call him, you received several tip-offs, according to you initially. Intel. What's happening? What's the status of that particular engagement?
That is still going on. Our intel is painstaking.
Is he a drug suspect?
It's a person of interest at this point in time.
Okay.
We're gonna dig.
And then before we go to the lines, let's ask this, because you were heard vividly on that big audio or recording that you regularly communicate with.
Oh yeah.
The Abijali. What do you talk to him on?
He never said, did not say that.
I mean, you were caught that. Oh yeah, I do go there. I do talk to them.
No leak audio will tell you that.
Can we play that?
Play it. Let me hear. I just told him.
Yeah.
This is what I told him, just to refresh you.
Yeah.
I told him, said, when he mentioned Abijadi, I said, why are you bringing Abijadi in this process?
Yeah.
Abijadi is not a point of investigation here. Why are you bringing him? I said, oh, now I know. That's why I told him. Now I know. Because now every Liberian we're going to say, go talk to Abijadi. Abijadi there was an issue here where there was indictment sent down.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a role to investigate whatever I want to investigate, not through him. But as far as I'm concerned, officially, it's not his business to put me into business people here.
Okay.
More like he was telling you how to do your job.
How to do my job. I'm going to somebody else. Don't come to me.
Yeah.
I'm
Go to the other man.
I'm just a small fish. Go to the other man. Don't come to me.
0770107107107 are the numbers. Our guest is the Director General of the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, Colonel Abraham Kromah. Is our guest. He's talking about the plans they have for the DEA reform strategy. He's been talking about it. He's talking about the challenges and all of that. The lines are activated now. Let's have your participation via our numbers. We're not going to take calls long because we're going over time.
Yeah, straight to the point. And so we go to our very first caller, Manja Kromah. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. For the benefit of the listening public, my name is Manja Kromah. And I'm a graduate from the Liberia College of Criminal Justice.
Old teacher, yeah.
I'm going to sit down to follow.
Mm-hmm.
When it is so appreciated that we have one of Liberia finest today in your studio.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm prepared to stay back and follow. But here are my issues. First, I wrote on my page that the DA respond to the issue with Alo Baba. You follow me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
To the point.
Baba created more questions than answers. I believe, Kromah, you need to work on your information service, the department that deal with security information at your place. But Mr. Kromah, I'm a little bit confused and I'm a little bit really thinking why Liberia is doing with this issue of drugs. Because if we say drugs now is a national concern, I'm looking at our budget in the national budget. I don't know whether it was increased. 2 million is nothing. It can't help us to eradicate this national epidemic. We need at least 6 million. What is he doing to address that?
Okay.
Second,
Quickly now, we got a lot of people calling
the
through.
rules of Sir Robert Pierre, he told me that.
You want I teacher the thing he told you?
Under the rules of Mr. Robert Pierre, say police
Sarah Peel. Hey, correction. Hey, it's not Sarah
The man said Peel. The man, you see, lying teacher name. The man said pronunciation varies.
Pierre and Peel.
A police office should be centrally located in Israel asset. He planned to move the DA to police academy. I think is not workable for people like us.
So it's not ideally located. That's the point. Thank you so much. Let's take another person. And this is Mr. Alexander Beda, I guess. Good morning.
Morning, Obed. How are you?
I'm doing
Morning to Colonel Kromah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Billy.
Yes. So,
I mean, you should be wiping your tears when your defeat on yesterday, man.
Yeah, man.
exactly.
Go ahead, please.
I'm one of those who have been following the issue.
Yeah, I know. I heard.
Regarding the decision to swim. In fact, I wrote a piece on my social media page.
Yeah, I saw it.
I'm very concerned.
I saw it.
Yes, I'm very concerned that Mr. Kromah will say in the studio that he has gotten intel on this fellow. But I don't know why would the intel lead him to sleeping with the man. If you have intel, and I think that is the guy's position. If you have intel on him, if you got facts on him, you don't need to even step on the table with him. You go about doing arrest.
You think that was wrong?
I'll do it.
Yeah, he will respond. No. So, Pierre, can you ask the question?
Yeah. Why not? I think so. Beda, just hold on.
Can I get
Let's take
better?
another call because we have to take another.
Maybe you can take note and then you can.
Yeah. Pierre, say the line. Go ahead.
You are giving that individual a clue.
Okay, hold on for a quick response.
And Bella.
Okay, Beda, hold on.
Bella, let me tell you something. In our field, you have to give the person an opportunity, provide a prima facie. You have to have the prima facie to go to court. Now, when I said intel is intelligent information, which is gathered by way of information that has been collated to a certain extent. But if you've not concluded that, you are in the best position to invite. It was not an arrest warrant. I didn't say I'm going to arrest him. I invited him to just get up some facts and some information.
But you know, and I know, if you were to invite someone and say, my man, we're getting intel on you.
No, that's not what I said. No, it doesn't work that way.
Mr. Kromah will give you time to respond to him. Let's squeeze in this person. Good morning.
You gotta close up the call, man.
Yeah, what's the name and where have you called from?
Okay, this is Samuel Pidio calling for Chongqing State.
To the point.
Okay, I want to ask the honorable there in studio that when kind of portrait that you invite someone at a hotel, then they send
You were you following the program?
No, he will respond.
Yeah, no, but if you're following the program, it shouldn't waste our time, my friend.
you need to apologize to the guy.
Thank you,
Okay.
Chief. Thank you.
Apologize.
Apologize. That's what he meant.
0770-107-107, 086-107-107, call AB Kromah.
Okay, let me respond to that.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I know, like I told you, in a situation like this, after you collect all of these, there is chance and there is place for interview, there is place for conversation. And then, like I told you, I didn't know this dude at all. All the 5 intel we got, I wanted to put a face to the name. Inviting him to talk, which he agreed to. He acquiesced. That's the same. Maybe don't come arrest you. No, he agreed to come there to meet with me. If he had come, he said, "Look, man, you called me to come here. I need some facts. Why you call me for?" Let's get all of these guys. I want to play star to come, and I cut the interview up, and I told him, "Say, look, we can't talk yet. Since you now know and make it official, let's come to the DE office and talk." And he agreed to that. The lawyer there, I said, "Come along with your lawyer. Let's have a conversation." They all agreed to come to the DE office. And from that point, he left my presence. He went down. His talk behind him started to misbehave, started to attack the DE officer. He wanted to see and allow them to inflict harm on the people's business and other people. No, they had to disperse the crowd.
Okay, let's take few more calls and then we'll wrap up. This person, line 2. Good morning. You say your name again? Okay, go ahead.
To the caller or to who? Where your caller goes?
Say again. Yeah, go ahead. Say again. No, I don't think. Yeah.
All the guys, I need to apologize.
Yeah.
I need to apologize that all around the world, people do that. People do it here, and I've done it more than 20 times in our country. In my career, I've done it more than 57 times.
Okay, let's put this person. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. 30 seconds, please.
Another guy.
Why say so?
Another guy.
Today, we got to understand that you're the single person that took some money from that same person.
And what's the person?
That's a lie from hell.
Who's the person? Who's the person?
You're a liar. You're a big liar. You're a liar.
Can you tell us the man's name and let's do our own fast check on it?
No, let me tell you the person's name. Who the person we talk from?
Can you get all the name of the person?
You can tell us the person specifically from Satan.
It's okay.
Okay, we need to do fast check.
Well, you're not listening. Let me tell you something, German. If a guy like that is calling, these are guys who are put in the place and repeat these outlandish, vitriolic statements just to make a point for the nonsense that this guy is spewing out.
Okay.
What would I go to? But I'm not even going to be defensive for that because it gave me clue or giving credence when you start to be defensive for a guy like that because our records is clear. It's there. It's clean. It's not. We're not going to be something. All I can tell you, your boy, too sweet or too bitter, was in violation to the point where he had no business carrying 50 people to the people who to create this the barrier that he created. Because it was just he and myself. If he didn't want to come, you would have said, "Look, I'm not coming," and he has the right not to come. But if he comes,
was there any damage caused on that day?
Well, I don't know from the people, from the folks out there. I don't know, but all I can tell Mr. Too Bitter or Too Sweet or Baba or whatever you call him, tell him say the DA will not be moved by this nonsense he's doing. we have a job, the job is going to go on. He will appear before the DA office. He will come to give cause why he assault a DA officer. We'll file a formal complaint to the police so that he can go there, the breach of the peace, he go there and follow up. As far as I'm concerned, that's one way we can go. But besides that, we also have other investigation that is ongoing. We can get to him. And so, Mr. Apology, I'm not going to apologize to nobody. You're not doing that.
So we just take one more and then
and then
we can close up.
Yeah.
Just one more. Do we have one? Yeah. If
I
not,
think we have to close up. Yeah.
so
Okay, let's squeeze this one and then we can close up. Pascal Davis, let's hear you.
So, girl, thank you so kindly. It's a privilege. Let me say thanks to your police patriot. This is Pascal Davis. Look, frankly, I want to ask the DA boss as to whether most of whom are in the DA have done the drug test. Remember, Obel and Patrick? That was one of the things that the president started with. I don't know as to whether it was meant for opt-in. We yet to know as to whether most members of the cabinet or even the first family of the president has been able to do the job.
Okay, so your concern is as to whether the DA is enforcing the president's policy of allowing people to...
starting with themselves.
I don't know whether this was, but let me just ask the last question of slip up quickly.
Yeah, you got to do it with press of time.
Yeah, that means 30 seconds, right? Obel and Patrick, you know that the DA it is also an attractive place. Remember, jobs are growing, the country millions of dollars, and if the pair of the DA and his colleague, the second in line, are in a conflict or a situation, I mean, do you think that there is a possibility of undermining the independence and fight against jobs abusing the country?
Okay, he will address that. Keep.
Okay, that's our final call. We're not taking calls again.
Right.
Let's
Let me tell you that my deputy and myself have no conflict. We had a low issue where issue has been resolved and we're good. We're fine. Yeah, you're doing a job. We're good. We're fine. We're okay. Yeah, my man. We're good. And then the issue of the drug test. I've taken my drug test. My deputies have taken that drug test. Just to showcase what was needed. As far as the other member of the DEA, we are now doing some personal PRO stuff in the DEA. Adjustment in the DEA manpower allocation. Once we're done with that, everybody who become a member of the DEA will be drug tested, and there will be random tests for every member of the DEA. So you can rest assured with that. Now, the other guy, as far as I'm concerned, again, I want to repeat that maybe most Liberians are not used to this form of investigation. They're used to, as soon as you see the man, I got him a police station. Yeah. You got him a police station after 48 hours, the man is released because the time has elapsed and the post sending habeas corpus and the man go on the street. You take time, due diligence to actually get to some conclusion. When you get to the point where you do that, but the first and foremost is to have a conversation. It might be, the intelligence might not be right, it might be wrong, or it might be to the point. But first and foremost, know who you're talking about. Now that I know the guy, the video that he sent out from that video, I took his picture from that video. So we now see exactly what we're dealing with. So we base our investigation on that video. So somebody say you alerted him. No, he's not. The monkey cannot leave his black hands. So nobody is afraid of the fact that you do that. You can do all of these things. You come back, you're not going to leave it. We'll still get to you. If we have to arrest you, we'll arrest you. So it's not something, we're not perturbed, we're not moving.
And once I'm clean, for example, of these things.
When you're clean, you got bring in all the other people who you think has been doing drugs. You got to call that name. Just do your own. Say, my man, what you say? What you coming for? Okay, no, man, nothing like that. I mean, yeah, my name, then we're done. But to come back here to become this arrogance and start to do things and bring in a bunch of thugs and start to disturb the poor business place, I think it's all so it's difficult for us to actually take you seriously. There are people who are laundering money all around the place. There are people who are taking money from other people, using it, come back here, put a business in the face, and then start to do other things behind it. We know of those people. That's a tactic that has been employed.
Using the business, but using the drugs undercover.
Yes, that's so it's not something difficult for us to find out. But you know what? That dude will get there. That's not horror business. They're not rush business. You're not going to confuse anybody. You go on the street after that thing, you start patrolling the street. on Boulevard. Well, if you Kromah, it doesn't
scare you.
It doesn't scare me, bro. Armed robber don't scare me. That better let you walk on the street with a bunch of dogs will scare me. I mean, I've come back. We went through armed robbery here. You saw that. You know my history.
Obviously, yeah.
And we subdued them. We won that war. The guys with AK-47 in the net with these short guinea pistol. We subdued those people. Brought about sanity. That better let you walking around the street with all kind of bunch of people that are being fed up. Even the big bosses. The big bosses, which are not going to divert right now, all know exactly what we're doing.
The big bosses?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you. I have to go.
Yeah, we got
That's all the time I have to be.
So, folks, you've been listening to
Yeah, but thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming, and all the best as you do your job.
Okay, so yeah, God willing, we return tomorrow.